Good morning, boys and girls. I hope you're all well. I hope you've had a lovely weekend and you're all staying safe. This week on Guided Reading, we're going to be looking at a new book. But first, let's remind ourselves of our reading strategies. You can use any of these to help you, but the ones I want you to focus on are your eagle eye and stretchy snakes. Let's have a go at a stretchy snake all together. Crawls. K-r-u-l-s. You have a go for me? Good job, well done. Let's have a go all together one more time. Crawls. K-r-u-l-s. Good job, well done. The book we're going to be looking at this week is called The Destroyer, but looks like on Oxford Owl. Let's have a read. The Destroyer. Chapter 1, Bad Law's Ship. 5 figures appeared on the teleport deck of Bad Law's ship, the Destroyer. They stood for a moment, their minds still full of darkness. Max, Cat, Ant, Tiger and Knock gazed around at their unfamiliar surroundings. The light from the teleport gave the room a sinister yellow and green glow. Only seconds earlier they had been on planet Exis. They had tried to reform the core of Exis. It hadn't worked. There was still one fragment missing. Only the King and Queen of Exis, Knock's parents, knew where the missing fragment was, but they were being held prisoner on the Destroyer. Back on planet Exis, the last thing the children had seen was their friend, Seven, being hit by an energy ball. Cruel One, the commander of Bad Law's army, had blasted him out of the teleport beam. Seven hadn't made it onto the Destroyer. "We must go back down to Exis," cried Knock. "Seven needs help." "We can't go back now, Knock," Max said gently. "Bad Law is still down there." "He could teleport here at any second," said Cat. Tiger was already pulling some wires out from under the control panel. "I've disconnected the teleporter. That should stop Bad Law for a while. The only problem is that we can't teleport off the ship now either." "We'll find a way when the time comes," said Max. He knew he had to be brave, even though his stomach was gurgling like the pipes around him. "First, we need to find the King and Queen. They can tell us where the 5th fragment is. Then we can defeat Bad Law for good." Chapter 2, A Narrow Escape. Ant was studying the control panel. "If I could access the ship's computer, I might be able to find a way out where the King and Queen are. I can't do it from here, though," he said. "I think we need to get to the bridge." "Okay," said Max. "Let's head there, then." Tiger was about to reach for the door controls when he heard a rumbling sound in the corridors outside. His watch started flashing a red warning signal. "Crawls," he whispers. "Hide!" They backed quickly into the shadows just as the doors hissed open. A lone hunter Cruel rolled in. Its green metal body uncurled, then it began scanning the room. Cat held her breath and squeezed herself under the control panel as the Cruel scanner swept by. For a terrible moment the scanner stopped in front of the panel. Then the Cruel spun around sharply and began scanning the other side of the room. Suddenly, Tiger was revealed in the scanner's glare. "Intruder alert!" screeched the Cruel. "Assistance needed!" A defending alarm went off. "Whoop, whoop!" Tiger darted towards the doorway. The Cruel raised its arm ready to fire an energy ball. When? "Over here, Cruel!" Max called quickly. The Cruel turned and Tiger sped out of the room. The Cruel was now heading straight for Max. "Up there!" shouted Knock, pointing to a metal grill in the wall. Max understood immediately. He pressed a button on his watch. He shrank to micro size. Then he released the wings on his suit and flew up to the grill. Nock and Ant followed Max, and all three squeezed through the grill just in time to avoid the Crawl's energy ball. "Phew!" said Max across the room. He saw Cat run out the door after Tiger. Chapter 3. The Bridge. Max peered down a long tunnel. "We must be in a service duct," said Nock. "We have them on the Exorcist." The Exorcist was Nock's microship. "The ducts ran all the way to the ship." "Do you think we can reach the bridge from here using the ducts?" asked Max. "I think so," said Nock. Max, Ant and Nock made their way along the service duct, heading for the bridge. The sound of the alarm became more distant. Every so often they heard a patrol of Crawls rumble along the corridors beneath them. After what seemed a long walk, Max signalled for the others to stop. Just in front of them there was another metal grill. Light shone through it into the service duct. They edged forwards and peered down. "Wow, it's the bridge," whispered Ant. The bridge was lit by eerie green lights. A sharp acid smell drifted from the pipes that wound round the walls. Computers hummed and screens flickered. In the middle of the room was a central station where Badlaw normally sat. Right now it was empty, and there was no Crawls in sight. "The coast looks clear," Nock said. "Let's get down there then," said Max. The three friends climbed through the grill, released their wings, and flew down. Chapter 4. Crawl Attack. As Ant reached the central station, he looked at one of the computer screens. It showed Cat and Tiger desperately running away from a patrol of Crawls. "What can we do, Max?" he said. Max's stomach twisted. "Cat and Tiger are smart. I'm sure they'll be okay. We need to focus on finding the King and Queen." The three friends landed on the main computer panel. Quickly, Ant set to work. "Look!" he exclaimed. "A map of the ship." He took a photo of it with his watch. Then he pointed into the middle deck. "It looks like there are prison cells. I bet that's where your parents are, Nock." Nock felt a little bubble of hope. "Let's go," said Max, determined. He stepped to one side, but as he did so, he knocked a lever, which slid backwards. Suddenly there was a shrill bleep. At once the door slid open and a Crawl guard rolled in. It uncurled, ready to attack. "Intruders! All Crawls to the bridge!" "Fly!" cried Max, as the Crawl moved towards them. The boys and Nock took off and made for the ducts again. The Crawls detected their movement and hurried an energy ball at the three friends. Nock grabbed Ant and pulled him to the duct as an energy ball exploded right next to him. Chapter 5. River of Goo. Max, Ant and Nock started running down the tunnel. All of a sudden, another energy ball blasted the metal walls of the ducts behind them. The explosion shattered one of their pipes. A bright citrus yellow goo spurted out the pipe and started gushing towards them. "Faster!" yelled Nock. They ran on. "This way," said Ant, looking at the map on his watch. Ant turned a sharp right where the tunnel split in two. Max and Nock shot around the corner after him, just as the river of goo washed past. Ant pointed to another metal grill. "Over there," he said, breathing hard. Max, Ant and Nock climbed through the grill. They came out into a corridor lined with doors. Ant checked the map on the watch. "We're in the prison block," he said. Nock called out, "Mum! Dad!" His tiny voice echoed off the metal walls. Just then a Crawl rolled into view, blocking the end of the corridor. Another one appeared behind it. "What now?" whispered Ant. They heard a noise behind them. They turned around to see a strange green rat-like creature wearing silver armour. It waved its paw. It seemed to beckon them. They looked at each other nervously. Should they follow the rat? Could they trust it? Now that I've finished reading, go all the way back to the beginning for me and have a go at reading it yourself. If you're struggling, you can listen to me read it again by rewinding the video, or on Oxford Owl you have the play button, where they will read it for you. This week on Guided Reading we're going to be doing another word search. To access the word search, all you need to do is click the link that I will post in your portfolio. When you click the link, it will bring you to this page. You need to enter your name and press start. Once that has loaded, you'll need to press start again and find the words down the side in your word search. Don't forget to send me a picture of your lovely work. Enjoy and have fun!